Hi, this is Alexis from the Wingsurfer, and I'm here with Jason Slezak. And
buddy.
You've got some great looking FCD boards.
Yeah, man, we, FCD and Fletcher, he's been shaping surfboards since kind of the mid-90s. He got into kite surfing, shaping kite surfboards in the late 90s for himself and then a lot of his friends, and that's dovetailed into, these new sports of foiling in all the different aspects. So I think he, like a lot of us that are kite surfers, started with kite foiling. That really turned into kind of prone foiling, and now it's kind of gone all the way to a bit like of toe foiling as well as new wing foiling boards. One of the things I have here in front of us is this small board, which is, it's a little bit been developed between Rio Stevens, myself, Fletcher Chouinard, as a kite and tow foil board. So a bit dual purpose, something where you don't have to have two boards when you go on a trip. If you're whipping into small waves with a ski, if that happens to be your thing and you have the ability to do that, you can use this. If you're kiting, when it's good for kite foiling, board does that awesome as well.
Well, I know there's a lot of lighter riders out there that absolutely could wing with this, and you've got the straps on it, and I'm seeing some guys out there, and like the liter of volume is like so low. I'm like, bro, my kidneys weigh more than you.
Well, no, that is true. Between the younger groms and a place like here in Hood River or anywhere where you have high winds and the power to get up on these boards, it's phenomenal because you have, it feels so light on your feet, the maneuverability, the swing weight, everything is great. It just, if you're on the lighter wind side or bigger dude in lighter wind, I definitely need more volume on a lot of the times.
So do I.
But when it's ripping, these things are insane.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of his foil boards in general share similar characteristics. They're not huge departures from each other, and Fletch's design is really based on function and simplicity. Really not trying to do the over-exaggerated bottom shapes, not trying to create any kind of bottom suction, but on a really sort of simple form, just allowing for really good water flow. You do have a chined rail to help release the rail and have good deflection when you touch down. There's a bit of concave through the center of the board. And then again, sort of a beveled rail in the back, helping release when you're kind of popping up on that foil. But if you notice, there's not a lot of over-exaggerated channels. There's not a lot of crazy big concaves, and most of which because Fletch likes to displace volume as needed without
going crazy.
Yeah,
just for real.
And really just having that really clean, smooth water flow. Part of it is also when you're shaping all of those features into a board, it's harder to glass, it's more entailed, and there's more room for error. So this is just sort of, keeping things simple and functional, and sort of following that Patagonia ethos that his father, has always had in the product, which is making it work and not overbuilding it.
Awesome. Now we have this next board over here that's just a beautiful looking wing board. You got to walk me through it.
Yeah. So we'll kind of talk through this one, but I think one thing that's good to mention is both of these boards have sort of come off of two of the boards that we don't have here, which is the Grasshopper and the Locust. So those are Fletch's two prone foil models. The Grasshopper, which was sort of the first one he came out with, a little bit longer, a little bit thicker, kind of what was the first
generation.
Yeah, first generation, and sort of what was happening in that sort of prone foil world at the time. And then the Locust has now gone sort of squattier, thinner. As anything progresses, the people participating in the sport get better, and then the gear sort of has to evolve with them. So this wingboard has now been sort of a blending of those two models in volume, in shape, and then in sort of bottom shape and board function. This particular board is an early sort of iteration, and we're still evolving as we go. So Dimension wise and everything, we haven't really solidified what those stock sizes will be. But for most wing riders, at least for me and the people I've had try this board, this is a great, it's kind of mid 70 liter, right in that like 74 liter range. So it's this great all-around board. You can still make it work when it's lighter. You can still rip on it when it's windy, and if those conditions are varying, you're not really, stuck dead in the water where you can't get up.
Yeah, you're not stressing about, do I gotta really swim?
Right, and if you do have to paddle in, it paddles great too. So, here in the gorge, we have some, questionably weird launches where you kind of have to paddle out to the wind line. Super easy to do that. I feel really confident when I lend this to anybody that they can get out on it and they're going to make their way back. And then yes, going to a smaller board when it's super windy is nice, but this of just having like one board that's always sort of in my van in the quiver that does it all has been great.
That's awesome. Where can they go and find more information on these boards and all the specs? And I know, like, Fletcher would love to hand shape you one of these guys. I mean, for guys who want customs and stuff like that, I mean, he's the man.
Yeah, I mean, Fletcher, his passion is making those custom boards for people and really honing in what the individual needs. But there are stock shapes in the prone boards. There are stock shapes in the kite toe foil board, and we're getting to that point in the wing boards. But you can go to fcdsurfboards.com, get all the information out there. There's a contact form if you want to reach out, kind of describe what you're looking for. You'll have a person get back to you. They'll set up a sort of a consultation and can really dial in a board for your needs, your location, your spot, and whatever that is that you want.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jason.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Alexis.